Kirby Air Riders is a love letter to all the fans out there who have played the game back on the GameCube and absolutely fell in love with it. However, don't get it twisted. For people who may not have experienced this game before, there is no doubt still a lot of content here for everyone to enjoy, and we can thank the GOAT Sakurai himself for that. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details about the game and all that since I covered that in a video a few months ago. Plus, if you've seen the direct, then you should know all about how this game is and how it works, since Sakurai went into very deep detail about it. And I mean, he went deep into detail. Real deep. Instead, I mostly want to focus on the overall look of the game, some of the new features like the riders, the air machines, the city trial mode, and that sort of stuff. And finally, just Sakurai's style of presenting the game itself. What's up guys, Tactics here with another video for you. Let's not waste any more time and dive right in. First, let's discuss the look of the game. I mean, it's about what you should expect with Nintendo's latest piece of hardware. It looks gorgeous. Kirby has always had a ton of bright and vibrant colors in its games, so it's not surprising to see that on display here. Now, we got to see a ton of gameplay thanks to Sakurai showcasing the air ride mode, which is the basic racing part, and the city trial, and everything just pops out at you right away. I've said this many times before, I'm not a huge graphics guy so long as the game looks good and runs smoothly and the gameplay is fun enough to keep me coming back to play more. That's all I could really ever ask for. But of course, the main concern I had was indeed the performance. There were certain moments in the presentation that had me wondering if there would be any dips in frame rate, especially when there's a lot of particle effects happening on screen and a lot of other action going down as well. Like with that one race Sakurai showed on that water themed track. You can see a lot of stuff happening around Kirby and in the background, but for the most part it seemed like the game was holding up okay. We won't truly know though until we get the game in our hands on November 20th, which is pretty odd considering we still don't really have an exact release date for Metroid or Age of Imprisonment yet, or at least I don't think we do. Now, I could be wrong on that, I guess, I'm not 100% sure, but what do you guys think about the release date though? Is it strange to you guys, or are you just sort of whatever about Metroid? You know, it'll come out when it comes out at this point. Let me know down in the comments below. Moving on though, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this present being all the new features. We've got new characters, or riders as Sakurai calls them. King Dedede and Meta Knight makes a return alongside some new but familiar faces like Knuckle Joe, Susie, and Bandana D, just to name a few. And every character has their own parameters when it comes to stats and weight class, like King Dedede being a heavyweight, which makes him more suitable for certain vehicles. Every character also has a new mechanic attached to them being their specials, which can be a game changer mid-race. I like how Sakurai kind of made a joke about not being able to map everything to just one button and instead needing a second button for the specials. Personally, I wish he had mapped the copy abilities to be a separate button from the boost button as well, but my man was just like,
いやー、ゲーム作りってなんでこんなに大変なんでしょうね。
Setting aside that little nitpick though, adding all these parameters to the characters definitely gives the game that bit of customization to it that makes players want to experiment until they find the kind of build that they are most comfortable with. Another new addition was the introduction to the air ride machines. Having the lightweight, gliding, and heavyweight machines weren't enough, so they added more, which was one of my wishes. The chariot and the mechanical looking air rides look really cool with their own unique gimmicks and design, which I can really appreciate. I always stuck to just a few machines like the Wing Star since I like to fly high into the sunset, and the Speedy machines, so it'll be nice to try out some new ones in the game. Not really much else to say about the air machines though, just glad we got some new ones to try out, and that being something that I can check off of my wish list. As for the maps, we only really saw two in action, the grassy racetrack and the water themed track. Again, the water themed track looks really cool. I'm just a sucker for water themed levels in video games, so seeing something like this really got me excited to try it out for myself. Now, we did get to see more tracks like this digital looking one, and then you got to see the snowy and autumn themed looking track, and I think there was a cavernous looking track as well. Very cool stuff. Just can't wait to try them out for myself as well. And if you guys are as excited as me for Kirby Air Riders, and if you're enjoying the video, then hit that like button to push this video into that YouTube algorithm for me. And of course, if you're a long time Kirby Air Ride fan, then be sure to smash that like button for your boy for more content on Kirby Air Riders in the foreseeable future. That would make me a very happy man. Alright, now then, let's get back to the video. The last major new addition, or should I say return, is City Trial. If you've played the first game, then you know that City Trial is what makes Kirby Air Ride stand out from being just your typical racing game. Now, let me tackle a few nitpicks that I have first before discussing the positives. Just based off the footage we got with Sakurai, Skya, which is the name of this floating island in the sky, seems to look like a repurposed map from the GameCube version. A lot of locations and landmarks in the GameCube version seem to be present here as well in Kirby Air Riders. You got your forest area, the area where you can ride through the water, a lava themed area, an underground mall looking area, the city itself, and a railroad system. Like, isn't this the exact same layout as the other City Trial map? When I tell you Sakurai is using that nostalgia factor, he is using it hard here because this looks literally one-to-one to the original map of City Trial on the GameCube version. Like, Sakurai really think he's slick using the nostalgia factor on us, but like, bro, you're not gonna fool me with this one, bro. I'm not gonna fall for that, bro. You're slick, but you're not that slick.
16人参加できるようになりました。
Wait, hold on. You can do that?
もちろんオンライン対応ですし、仲間とスイッチ2を持ち寄っても楽しめます。また、相手の壊れかけマシンを奪うこともできます。
You can do that too? Wait, they got spikes raining down from the sky? What the? Okay, alright. You sold me, bro. You got me. But in all seriousness though, I was at least hoping Sakurai to say that there were multiple islands you could glide to, just to mix things up a bit. The size of the map doesn't seem to be that much bigger from the original, and none of the locations seem too distinct enough from the original game either. At the very least, they could have maybe added a day and night system or something. But setting that aside, there are a few things here to be happy for. Now, there are these portals that can take you to a little mini event in the middle of the City Trial to compete against other people who choose to enter to win rewards and other little goodies, which I think is really nice. Not to mention there being new and old field events that can happen at random while you're riding around the city. I do think for new players this will be the defining moment for them since they've not really played the GameCube version before, so all of this will be completely new and fresh to them and we'll be able to get the full experience out of it. But for fans of the original, it does leave a bit of a sour taste in my mouth that the City Trial map looks one-to-one to the original, just with some upgraded graphics and a few locations that have been revamped. Either way, I still think it will be fun to play a Kirby Air Ride game again in 2025 since there really was no way to play the original except for on the GameCube, and maybe the Wii, but I could be wrong about that though. It's been far too long and I can't remember if the original was on something like the Wii or the Wii U or something. But those were my initial thoughts when I saw the new city trial, and it makes me a little concerned when it comes to replayability. But once again, I won't truly know that until I get the game and play it for myself. Speaking of that though, I wonder what they'll price this at. I don't see Kirby being this $80 franchise, so maybe something around like $70 I guess. Either way, I still need to just buy a Switch 2 anyways, so yeah. I've been waiting on a reason to buy a Switch 2, and Kirby could be that game that makes me finally pick one up. While we're discussing Nintendo though, let me just say thank God for Sakurai. His style of presenting a game is just really nice to see. I know that when there's a Nintendo Direct, there are a ton of games to go over, but some of the heavy hitters, I feel like they could give more time and attention to them. Maybe not go into too much detail, but at the very least, have that person with a quirky personality that can bring that sort of funny, interesting feeling and life to these presentations. Lately, Nintendo has been all business and just so stiff with their directs and with these presentations that it just feels soulless now. What happened to the fun in making the game that you've worked so hard on? What happened to the fun in the developers that gave off this sort of feeling that they actually had a great time developing this game despite the tough development process? Sakurai genuinely looked like he was enjoying something he made despite his early comment. It really does make you think to yourself that the Nintendo that we once knew and loved as kids died along with Iwata-san. Hopefully Nintendo will regain that quirky and fun mentality one of these days, but well, we could be well long gone before that time ever comes, considering what's been going on with Nintendo lately. But anyways, there you have it guys. Sorry for ending the video off with this sort of serious tone, but if you enjoyed the video, again smash that like button and subscribe to keep up with when I upload, since my work schedule is basically all over the place right now. Trying to juggle 2 jobs while still working on videos is, well, not easy. And one final quick announcement, I have a few big projects that I'm working on for the channel as well, which is another reason why my uploads are taking so long right now. So I'm hoping all of that will work out well in the end. But once again, thank you guys for watching. Check out this video right here on my rundown of the original Kirby Air Ride if you haven't seen it. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.